So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called A Night at the Opera in 1935. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I was disappointed, to say the least. I thought it wasn't nearly as fun as Duck Soup. This one's a musical comedy after they switched from Paramount RKO to MGM. And you can see that clearly it's a lamestream movie. They're trying to appeal to the average citizen here, the lowest common denominator with opera music. Many people in the United States had not been exposed to opera, and I didn't care for Charlie Chan at the. So, opera, I don't care for, which is not to say that I didn't laugh. I mean, this movie had its moments, okay? It was okay. It wasn't that bad for an opera film. 1935 U.S. musical comedy. It was the first of 5 films the Marx brothers made under contract for MGM after the departure from Paramount. And the first after Zeppo left the act. He was in Duck Soup. One of MGM's biggest hits at the 1935 box office. It was selected in 1993 for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Oh, but I already mentioned that in one of my previous videos. All right, so it starts out at a restaurant in Milan, Italy. Mrs. Claypool, who is also in Duck Soup, a wealthy widow, has apparently been stood up for dinner by Otis B. Driftwood, played by Groucho Marx. Mrs. Claypool is Margaret Dumont from Duck Soup. Groucho Marx is her business manager after she discovers him dining with another woman, a blondie. Seated directly behind her, Driftwood joins Mrs. Claypool and soon introduces her to Herman Gottlieb, director of the New York Opera Company, also dining at the restaurant. He just happens to be there in Milan, Italy. Driftwood was arranged for Mrs. Claypool to invest. Driftwood has arranged for Mrs. Claypool to invest $200,000 in the opera company, allowing Gottlieb to engage Rodolfo Laspari, the greatest tenor since Caruso. All right. And backstage at the Opera House, Riccardo Baroni hires his best friend Fiorello to be his manager. That's Chico, right? Oh, Adrian's in the chat room. Good day, mate. I guess I got you early in the morning, huh? All right. So there's this love triangle. Good day, mate. I'm on my 3rd movie review. I'm going to try to do 4 or 5 before I go to work tomorrow morning, depending on how long my naps are. 12:28 here. It's winter, a little cold. 12:28 p.m., I guess. Yeah, I thought so. All right. Well, I guess it's usually Karate Man comes to the chat room at like 9 a.m. your time. That's when he usually catches me. All right. What else can I say about A Night at the Opera? Oh, he was in the chat room for that death match video that I did. You want to talk about? He's not doing good. He got kidnapped by his mother just now to play baseball with his friend Robert, which he didn't want to do, but she still forced him to do it anyway. Because he spends too much time on the computer or something. I don't know. But then he has to go to LA with his Chinese family. He doesn't have his iPad with him. So he's going to be bored out of his mind for an entire week with his Chinese family in Los Angeles, which is about 6 hours from here. Lots of driving. He's going to be stuck in the car for 6 hours with no iPad. Baseball's not popular over there. Yeah, I guess not. Anyways, getting back to A Night at the Opera. So backstage at the Opera House, chorister Riccardo Baroni hires his best friend Fiorello to be his manager. I think that's Chico Marx. Riccardo is in love with the soprano Rosa Castaldi, who's being courted by Laspari, the bad guy. Driftwood arrives backstage and finds Laspari attacking Tommaso, which is Harpo, his dresser. Tommaso knocks Laspari unconscious by hitting him over the head with a mallet. Get the slapstick going there. Yeah, I showed you the disc that I received recently. The Prowler looks decent. Blue Underground disc. I'm looking forward to doing that review. Overall, I'm giving this disc, we'll say, we'll say 2 out of 5 stars overall. You had the Prowler on VHS? Really? You already know about that. Professor Quiz or Karate Man don't know about the Prowler, I guess. Professor Quiz is more concerned about pieces and Maniac. But the Prowler looks really good. I have high hopes for the Prowler. All right. So Chico appears and introduces himself to Driftwood as the manager of the greatest tenor in the world, Riccardo Baroni. Driftwood, who believes Fiorello is referring to Laspari, who is lying unconscious at their feet, unwittingly signs Riccardo to a contract. I don't know what that's all about. There's a stateroom scene, which is great. Love that. And they're talking about the contract. They call it Santa Claus contract or something. Anyways, Driftwood, Mrs. Claypole, Rosa, Laspari, and Gottlieb all set sail from Italy to New York aboard an ocean liner. After bidding farewell to Rosa at the pier, Riccardo Fiorello and Tommaso stow away inside Driftwood's steamer trunk. After being discovered, Driftwood attempts to get the three of them to leave as he is expecting a rendezvous with Mrs. Claypole, his dream girl. Seems like Groucho Marx and Margaret Dumont had a more hateful relationship, more antagonistic during the Duck Soup film, which is much superior to this, by the way. And this one, Groucho Marx is going after her. He's got the hots for her, and she's not attractive, by the way. All right. So after being discovered, Driftwood attempts to get the three of them to leave as he's expecting his rendezvous. Fiorello refuses to go until they've eaten, and eventually Driftwood's very small stateroom is crowded with assortment of people. And you can see the photo of all the people crammed in the stateroom on Wikipedia. Later, Laspari spots the three stowaways among the Italian immigrants on the ship, and they're caught and thrown into the brig. Yeah, Harpo has that fake Italian accent. The laughs are there, but not as many laughs as Duck Soup. Anyways, they escape with help from Driftwood and are able to sneak into the country by assuming the identity is three famous bearded aviators. But Harpo's beard comes off, and they are exposed as frauds. They flee, hiding out in Driftwood's hotel room while pursued by Police Sergeant Henderson, who's like a Keystone Cop kind of guy. Meanwhile, Riccardo is reunited with Rosa after climbing in the window of her hotel room. Laspari appears, and after a physical altercation with Riccardo, both Rosa and Driftwood are fired from the opera company by Gottlieb. But then they're rehired because the boys decide to seek revenge by sabotaging the opening night performance of Il Trovatore with various antics, climaxing with the abduction of Laspari, which forces Gottlieb to substitute Riccardo and Rosa in his place. Mrs. Claypole and the audience clearly prefer Riccardo over Laspari, and the latter is booed and hit with an apple after he is untied and attempts to return to the stage. Well, I'm giving the movie 3 out of 5 stars, not 2 out of 5. I'm giving the entire disc 2 out of 5 because it came with 2 bonus features. One had the blackface, step and fetch it impersonation. That's an automatic 3 out of 5 stars right there. And the other one was just a boring comedic attempt at some sleep study. I hated that one, so I gave that one 1 out of 5 stars. So I took 7 stars divided by 3 movies equals 2.333. 3333. That's my rating for this disc. We'll just round it down to 2, okay? That's how I came to the calculation. You can also get the bonus features of that guy. What's his name? The guy who did How to Sleep, and Robert Benchley, the guy who did How to Sleep and Home Movies. There's a disc that has all of his shorts on it. It's a DVD set called the Robert Benchley Miniatures Collection. Dead and Buried. Well, is that on Netflix or YouTube? I gotta look that up now. Adrian just mentioned Dead and Buried. He said he got it on DVD, 1981. He bought it. Where'd you find it? In the bargain bin again? Dead and Buried. Oh, that one's already in my Netflix queue, but it's unavailable. $4? That's a deal. That is bargain bin. Yeah, I got that one on my saved queue already. So I'll just wait for Netflix to get around to having it in stock, which might be never, or it might be 5 years from now. Who knows? Sometimes they add a bunch to my queue and then it just disappears. All right. Well, let's see. This is weird. I don't see it on my saved queue. Well, I got in an accident on Monday. Worked about 16 hours, and the following day, the manager chewed me out. He made me watch safety videos, and he sent me home early. I only got 2 hours, but I'm working about 68 hours in 5 days, starting tomorrow, because my son's going to be on vacation in LA, and oh, so Dead and Buried is out of print. It says, despite the size and diversity of our inventory, we occasionally find that demand for certain titles exceeds our best efforts to meet it. This is especially true of out-of-print titles and titles for which we experience heavier than usual breakage. As soon as inventory conditions permit, we will once again make these titles available. Customers who already have one of these titles in the rental queue and decide to remove it may find that inventory restrictions prevent the title from being added back into the rental queue. Oh, thanks, Netflix. Yeah, I backed into a parked car. I'm not good at backing up. I told the manager that. He's like, we don't think you should be backing up into cars. And I said, I'm not good at backing up. I only do it about 8% of the time. And I try to avoid backing up even when I'm parking. So it's not going to go on my driving record, this accident. It's going to go on my employer's record. So I'm not worried about my insurance going up or anything, and the company's going to pay for it. I just didn't appreciate the manager cutting my hours on Tuesday, telling me to go home. He knew that that I was suffering financially, and he just decided to cut my hours to punish me or something. Anyways, it was on a narrow street in Marin, and there was construction going on. The two driveways were coned off, so I wanted to drive up to the top of the hill and turn around in the owner's driveway, but the owner started pulling out of his driveway right when I was moving up. So my only choice was to go backwards, and I was going this way, and I hit the construction worker's car. So I didn't have a pen and paper. I couldn't leave a note. The guy in dispatch didn't know what he was doing. He just said, "Oh, fill out the accident report on your phone and go to your next stop." So I get back to the food hub, and the assistant manager there says, "Oh, you got to go back there and look for somebody and at least put a note on the windshield." So that's how I got 16 hours on Monday, but still only 18 hours in 2 days. Not a good situation there. I've got one interview scheduled for Wednesday, and the valet parking job fell through. He didn't allow me to work part-time. He hired somebody full-time for the 2 shifts that I wanted. And the delivery driver job was BS. It was just Instacart independent contractor kind of job. I said, forget it. Stop calling me. I'm not interested. So I did get another job interview for Wednesday. Hopefully I can pick up a second job next week. Crossing my fingers. I got the $2,000 bank loan application in. Still going through underwriting. It's been sitting with the underwriter for a couple of days, so I got to call him again tomorrow morning. Figure out. Yeah. With the cost of gas and the wear and tear on your car, man, and the risk of getting in an accident, you don't want to use your own personal vehicle for delivering food and stuff. It's just not worth it. And I did Uber for a while. These gals wanted to bring beer bottles in my car. They want me to get busted for their drinking in my car. And similar situation with Instacart. When I worked for Instacart, they ordered this kombucha tea. This teenage girl ordered this kombucha tea, and she just wants it to sit and ferment so that it turns into wine. Yeah, they made money, but how much did it depreciate their car? That's the only thing. And what is the IRS, the Infernal Revenue Service mileage rate is like 54 cents a mile. Yeah, she's trying to fool me. Like, she doesn't have a ID, and she's taking all this kombucha so that she can ferment it and turn it into alcohol. That was the last time I did Instacart. And after that beer incident in my car, and I actually damaged my car one time doing Uber. I said, forget it, no more. I'm not doing this kind of work. I'd rather drive a company van so that if I do get in an accident like what happened on Monday, at least it's not my car. You know what I mean? Yeah, the IRS should be abolished, and the IRS likes to take the fruit of my labor. That's what the IRS does. Uncle Sam getting his 2 pounds of flesh for me. All right. Oh, you made alcohol of blackberries. Wow. That's pretty cool. Never heard of that one. I learn something new every day. Let's see if I can find Dead and Buried on YouTube, since it's unavailable on Netflix and it's grayed out. Dead and Buried. Let's look this one up. $1981. Oh, it's a buy or rent kind of thing. Guillermo del Toro. Talks about one of his favorite horror movies, Dead and Buried. What's the body count? I see the trailer. There's a needle scene. Hello, Freddy. Yeah, I'm not seeing a free version of it on YouTube. It's got Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger guy. Gory makeup. All right. It's got a lot of trailers and teasers and stuff. Yeah, I need to go to a Thai massage parlor with a happy ending. But I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for that. I'm too damn cheap. I need to find a second job first. All right. So I guess I'll watch The Prowler. Maybe I'll squeeze in This Is Not a Test, depending on how many naps I take tonight. Or what time I wake up for my first nap, I should say. But nice chatting with you, mate. Thanks for mentioning Dead and Buried. Sorry I couldn't find it. Laters.